Hello world, it's Maritza, and today I will be talking about three things as part of the continuation to my past video on the How to Overcome series. Three things that I will be talking about today is I will be communicating to you all about my abuse story when I was a little girl, as well as two things that are very important for parents to keep in mind. Okay, so first of all, as I had mentioned on the past video, I endured an abuse when I was very little. And that led to a lot of things throughout my life, such as, insecurity, shame, the guilt, all of those things that an abuse survivor deals with, okay? But I wanted to talk about what I went through at the time of my abuse. And because I think it's very important for a lot of people that have not yet healed or have not yet overcome their insecurities or some confusion as to, the topic of abuse. So when I was about 3 or 4, or maybe even 5, I was abused by a family friend. Okay, and after the whole thing happened and it occurred, and I don't want to go into too many details because you guys will be able to read it on my biography that I will be releasing at the end of the year. When that thing happened that day, I remember that I was in just complete aching pain. I felt like my entire body was just sore and like throbbing. My heart was racing and I was just in a state of shock. I remember walking to the bathroom and then I went to poop. And when I pooped, at that moment in time, I realized that thinking back, I probably was around 3, 4, or maybe 5 years old. Because I think I was still potty training, given to the fact that I had to call my mom. When I was done, I called my mom to come and wipe me. And I remember the look on her face when she wiped me, just that first, swipe. And she just freaked out for a moment. And I remember that I was just afraid. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say because I didn't know what she was. I thought she already knew. I thought she read it on my face. What had happened, and all she said, and she asked me, was, "Why are you bleeding?" And that freaked me out because she showed me the toilet paper and I did have blood. And at that moment, given that I was so little, I was already confused about the whole incident, and I just knew, I felt like I was gonna be in trouble if I told her exactly what happened. And not only that, I didn't even know how to express what happened to me at that moment. I didn't know what it was. I was confused myself. So my mom didn't continue to question me. I think that it was because she was afraid of, what she would discover if she dug into that. And I don't blame her. I mean, we have already resolved that aspect of, my childhood. But I just wanted to share with you guys, if you are an abuse survivor, if you're watching this, or if you know of someone that has gone through abuse and that has gone through that shock, that trauma, that dissociation, that out-of-body experience, I know how that feels like. And I'm just here to tell you that there is healing. There is powerful healing in God. And later on in the next videos, I will talk about my personal encounter with God at 16 years old. And so then that happened, and I realized two things after that incident. I realized that I didn't have good communication with my mom. We didn't really have a connected relationship because I wasn't able to explain to her or feel safe. I didn't feel safe talking to her about what had happened. And two, I realized that I was very afraid, not so much of what happened to me, but I was afraid of her reaction. And if you are parents and you're listening to me right now, those are the two things that I want to leave with you today. How often do you talk to your child or your children? How often do you ask, how are you? How are you doing? I have a 3-year-old son, and I'm getting in the habit of asking him how he's doing. And he might not get it, or he might not understand right now, or he might not answer me, but I know that with time, I'm building a relationship. I'm building, I guess, a bridge of communication between him and I. And two, very important before I end this video, the fear that us parents, that we instill on our children can paralyze their mouths. Like, it can paralyze their ability to speak to us and come to us when they're in trouble or when they feel that something is wrong. So I urge you today, parents that are watching this, mommies, daddies, or even, if you're an aunt or an uncle and can share this video with someone about this. It's very serious, and I think it's very important that we communicate with our little ones and we ask them what's wrong and how are they doing, and just build that relationship so that in the end they are able to communicate what they feel without fearing our response as parents. So today, take the time to talk to your children and make it a habit and make it a conscious effort to do that every day. And also, two, analyze and evaluate your reactions to when your kids are doing something wrong. If your reaction causes fear, then you need to take care of that, and you need to evaluate how you want to respond, which is something that I've had to do, and I've been working on it for 3 years, and my son is 3 years old. But it's something that we definitely have to work on as parents, because we don't want our kids to be afraid of us, especially when something is wrong and something's going on. So I'll leave you with that. The next video, I'll be talking a little bit about my high school years and all the craziness that I went through, and all of the rebellion, and all of the, I guess, a little bit of stories of what I went through, and someone that I met, and I'll be speaking about that person, someone very special that I met at 16. So many blessings to you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.